Alrighty, good evening, Griffins. My name is Darren Brinks, and I'm excited to say that we got our Peach Belt Conference today. But before we start, I am excited to announce, let's go ahead and switch it on over, that we have our very first that we have our very first home game that is in person in our Griffin Esports Arena. It is March 21st against Emporia State at 7:30 p.m. and sponsored by the EXP Gaming Lounge. We have worked with them before, and there should be some amenities for you if you show up, so we hope to see you there. Griffins, now back to our regular scheduled game. We have our Peach Belt Conference with our League of Legends team, Griffin Esports, going up against Kennesaw State University. I'm very excited. Right now, Kennesaw is 3-2, and we are 2-3. As we can see, all of our players are ready to go. Yeah, definitely looking very serious, very relaxed at the same time, too, I'd have to say. So, as we can see, I believe we're going to start from the left to the right. Let's go ahead and start it off. Immediately on the left, we do have Fanza, the support player for Griffin Esports League of Legends. Then moving on over to the right now, we have Evozinator, who's recently swapped off mid and gone to ADC. And then we have Amon sitting right in the middle. If we go ahead and move it on over, yes, we got Amon. Sitting next to Amon will be Lax, who's the jungler. And then moving over to the top lane, we have Elfvamp. They're ready to go, and I believe we are in the champ select, actually. So if we can go ahead and swap it on over, that would be much appreciated. Thank you. Alrighty, as we can already see, we've gotten past the first ban phase. I think Missouri Western State University is starting on red side, and they've managed to ban out the Orianna, the Zaya, and the Wukong, while KSU has managed to ban out the Poppy, the Zeri, and the Thresh. So, immediate picks, as we can see here, we see the Aphelios and the Jarvan come in from the side of MWSU, and a Varus being locked in. 12 seconds. I'm going to assume this could be the jungler picking right now. SGB assistant coach, I believe. Waiting to see. It's going to be Lee Sin locking in there, so hopefully they can get an early game start. But let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and start from the top. So, yes, as we can see here with Jarvan and Aphelios, it's definitely already is starting to look like, I'm going to assume, an all-in team comp that's going to come in from the side of MWSU, looking for those picks, looking for those great team fights, and a Zir pick coming in from Pika Rose. Now, Zir is definitely not one of my favorites, considering I always tend to throw my lane in the first 5 minutes because he's very squishy. But if you let Zir get to late game, Zir can definitely be devastating, especially with a little bit of the Shurima shuffle. But a Yuumi already going to be hovered here. Yuumi was recently fixed. A little rework too, but it's going to be changed on over to the Lulu, and that's going to be the first pick phase. Forgot to mention too that KSU has already picked the Varus as well. Varus is very strong, usually I want to say at the first, maybe 4 minutes, you already have one, or you're starting to build into your first item. You get 3 stacks off someone who is playing Varus, and then, Varus can just kind of one-shot the squishies down to the bot side, so you're going to have to be a little bit careful, or MWC is going to have to be a little bit careful there. So, as we can see, the Olaf band's going to go ahead and come through. Waiting for it. There's the Malphite ban already targeting Elfvamp. And I'll go through the players once more as soon as we get to kind of the loading screen. So, what's the last ban going to be for MWSU? It's going to be the Scion targeting the top side, targeting I'm So Clean. And then now the last ban, who are they going to target for the side of MWSU? It's going to be the Tom Kench targeting top side once again. Now we get into our final pick phase here for the last 4 players. Fiora being hovered right now. Now hovering Camille. As we do know, Camille is one of the picks for KSU, so MWSU are probably looking to take it away, quite possibly. At least they're trying to choose taking a risk here. Oh, changing it on over to Ornn. I already know who's going to play that one. That one's going to be Elfvamp. Camille now being hovered. And Doc's going to go ahead and choose Camille, locked in. Now I believe for the last pick for KSU, it's going to be the support. There's the Nautilus hover. Support. Buncat. What are they going to choose? They're going to choose Nautilus. They do need a little bit of more, or just a bit more tankiness. Yeah, it's going to go ahead and be the Nautilus pick. A good pick as well. One of my favorites. The final pick for MWSU will probably be Amon, the mid laner. Waiting for it. What's it going to be? About 7 seconds remaining. It's going to be hovering, the Annie, and there it is. We have seen Annie before. There are a couple of picks here who we have not seen before, but let's go ahead and run through while they go ahead and swap to their designated roles and champions. So as we can see on the side of KSU, starting on the blue side from top to bottom, we have their top laner, I'm So Clean, the jungle, SGB assistant coach. Mid lane, Pika Rose, ADC and support will be Doc and Buncat. Now, starting on the red side, on the right side of the screen, will be, again, top to bottom, will be Elfamp, Lex, Amon, Evosinator, and Fanza. We got the crew back on it today. They're definitely ready. About 20 seconds remaining here. And just some final marks and regards. I'd have to say that both of these teams are looking to win today, because whoever wins this match, Griffin Esports could become 3-3, or KSU could become 4-2. But in the best of 3 series, we're just going to have to see who prevails and however the teams play. So on from that, we're going to go to our spectator delay Griffin. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Alrighty, welcome back, Griffins, from our spectator delay. Again, if you're just now joining me, I'm Darren Briggs, and I'll take you through this great series that we're about to have today. Again, it's the Peach Belt Conference, Griffin Esports up against Kennesaw State University. Griffin Esports starting off on the red side, Kennesaw State on the blue side. So, yeah, let's go ahead and switch it on over to the game cam. As we can see here, we see some familiar picks, and we see some different ones too. Starting off, some of the new ones too would have to be the Aphelios from the side of MWSU. Seems that we have a little bit of a bush strat going on here between Doc and Cat. Vozaner getting really low, will be forced to flash away. A couple of auto attacks now. Doc will manage to find the first blood. Unfortunately, the bush strat unprevails. And diving under the tower will be forced to flash away. Will be Cat, who picks off the Lulu. Already a little bit of a rough start coming in from MWSU. Down to the bot side, a little bit of a hiccup there, but shouldn't be too much of an issue. Once again, up in the top side, it should be very quiet. Although, however, once I'm going to say at the level 3, it seems that we have Lax here waiting for the engage. Manages to find it on top of Cat, and the ADC manages to recall. Doesn't quite notice Cat, but I don't think Lax is really going to be able to find that elimination there. So, trying to make up for the 2 deaths down on the bot side. Doesn't seem that they're going to see themselves to be victorious in that situation. Very unfortunate. But once again, just a little hiccup. They should be perfectly fine. However, Nautilus can get very annoying, especially with a small little lead like this. So they're just going to have to play back and play passive until that mid-game hits. So LFAP 2 might see a little bit of trouble here, especially into the Camille, with Camille being kind of a very aggressive type of champion, especially in the tanks too. Camille can definitely do a lot of damage in the early game. Here comes SGB, assistant coach. I think manages to take the blue buff away. Might actually find an elimination here. It's a flash from Lax. Will he make it out, though, is the question. The Q from Lee Sin will go ahead and make its way out here. Lands on Fanza and manages to save Lax's life. Over in the mid lane now, Pika Rose and Amon seem to be not really at a standstill, just a poke game going back and forth. And going in onto the Lee Sin, manages to overstay. Will Lax go ahead and survive through this one? Lee Sin waiting for the Q cooldown. And here comes Amon with the single Q, and will manage to go ahead and pick up an elimination. Great rotates that come in from MWSU. Pika Rose will now be trying to take out, or trying to probably trade his teammate there, but Pika Rose getting severely low. One more Q, has the flash. But it seems like Azero managed to go ahead and dash away, as he can go ahead and use his sand minions basically to go ahead and do that. So, okay. I believe that's his E ability too. So Azir is definitely a high mechanically skilled character. Again, we have not seen an Azir in a long time, I want to say. I don't even think we've seen an Azir at all in the past 2 years from MWSU or in any of their games. So I'm so clean. Poking out LFAM. It seems that we have another little skirmish down on the bottom side. Nautilus very tanky. Doc is here now too, but here comes the Lee Sin with the rotate. Seems that we have a 3v3. Lax is now going to be caught out. Doc the Varus will manage to go ahead and find another elimination, becoming 2-0. Assistant coach managing to land the Q onto the Aphelios. We'll go ahead and take down Aphelios as well. And that will put Lee Sin at 1-1-1. Just a little bit ahead of Lax here too, as they do have 21 jungle CS to 16. I'm so clean. Probably going to bounce off the wall here to try and jump on top of Elfamp, as they have the damage to do so. Elfamp with the knock-up, though. But there's that passive shield that comes in from I'm So Clean, preventing any AP damage. A couple more auto attacks. A flash away from Elfamp, though, and they'll go ahead and make it out safely. Camille will also back now as well. Considering with the wave 2, the wave positioning up on the top side, Camille really won't lose much for it. We'll probably immediately teleport up back to top side. And yeah, there's that teleport. Amon now going to get ulted by Pika Rose. Amon's in a little bit of a tough position. There's the Q, though. We'll go ahead and land. Dashing on over to the Annie will be the Lee Sin, and Lee Sin will go ahead and secure the kill. Now 5 eliminations to 1. MWSU falling short in the early game as we reach the 6-minute mark. Doc and Cat down on the bot side, the Nautilus and the Varus. Not afraid to get aggressive. A couple of autos here coming out from the Aphelios. Has the range to do it. Of course, Aphelios has 5 different weapons, I believe. Could be 6. It's been a while since I've touched Aphelios there, but I believe it is 5. And each of them does a different ability with his Q, so he's got to definitely be careful. Each one has 50 ammo. He has to be careful which ones he uses. Each of them have a different kind of style with each other. They each kind of pair together. So, of course, you can have basically what he has right now is the sniper rifle and the graviton cannon. So, if he manages to land a Q with the sniper, then the graviton cannon passive can be used onto whoever they hit. We have a little bit of a skirmish up on the top side, too. Unfortunately, Lee Sin's going to grab the elimination onto the Nautilus. Evosinator in a little bit of a tough position here as well. Fanza will manage to get the polymorph off, but I don't think they're going to find much succession in it. Oh, Fanza has to be careful here. Here comes a flash coming in from Cat. Unfortunately, misses. There's the polymorph. Fanza trying to stay alive. Cat getting a little bit low on HP, forcing a flash out of the Varus as well. Can they find much off of it? Amon taking a little bit of damage. Go ahead and find the cannon there as well, too. Seems like mid lane seems to be pretty even right now as well. Here comes the empowered Q coming in from Doc. It'll take Fanza to about, let's say, about 30% HP. Azir going in on the Annie again as the camera switches on over. I don't think much is going to be found from it as Lee Sin is there, though. He's trying to find a gank. I'm so clean. Unafraid to go in on Vamp. Might take a tower shot there, though. And here it is. Cat will manage to go ahead and land a Q here. Evosinator trying to do as much damage as possible. They might actually manage to find an elimination here. Evosinator, I don't think quite has their ultimate, though. They are level 5, so they got to be careful. Uh-oh, here comes Laxo looking for the gank. Managed to get the knockup on top of Doc. Is there really going to be any support, though, because we see an immediate rotate come in from the Lee Sin. The sidestep will go ahead and dodge the Q. Now on 1 HP from the Varus. We'll dash away. Evosinator on 1 HP. Here comes the dash under tower. Azir doing a little bit of ganking over towards MWSU. We'll find an elimination as well. I think they're going to be looking at collapse on Fanza here. Oh, no. Rose will manage to go ahead and find themselves rotating out as well. A lot happening, but it seems that KSU will be looking to just go ahead and push their lead further as they are 9 eliminations to 2, and MWSU is down by about 4,000 gold. I'm so clean now. Managing to land the stun there, bouncing off the wall. Elfvamp. And a little bit of a tough position, I want to say, here, too. Oh, Lax is taking care of the Herald there. I think the Lee Sin will actually manage to find them. Elfvamp just going to passively build their items. Uh-oh. A missed Q coming in from SGB, assistant coach, though. Lee Sin will probably look to continue to collapse on top of Jarvan here. As you can see, Azir rotating and Nautilus taking a quick visit towards the mid lane. Lax finding himself in a little bit of a tough position as Lee Sin is still there. Where's that last Q at? Is he going to go in on it? Yes! But will risk his life for it and get traded from the Annie. As you can see, Amon is 2-1 right now. In fact, the only one on the board besides Lulu. Oh, I think I'm so clean might find an elimination here. There's the dash through the tower. I'm so clean, just waiting it out, taking care of some of the minions that come in through. Evosinator hitting level 6. Both Varus and Nautilus are level 6 as well, too. So with these ultimates in hand, you might just want to sit under tower, I'd want to say. Oh, here it comes. There's one on top of the Lulu. Stuns and a knockup. We'll manage to find a Q from the Nautilus, too. Oh, unfortunately, a missed ulti from the Aphelios. A lot happening back and forth. Too much to comprehend. No, as we can see here, again, Aphelios missed the ultimate. Both ultimates on top of the Lulu, though, as Lulu ults themselves in that last fight, in that last little 2v2 there. They don't manage to find an elimination there. Now they're down by both ultimates. Here's the Lee Sin, however, though. This is definitely going to be a very important fight. The kick coming out from the Lee Sin, a flash from Evosinator. So we can see Lax is now trying to keep Varus under tower and will manage to go ahead and do so. Shutdown will be found. Oh, it seems that mid lane actually, the Azir and the Annie managed to find each other, and Azir won that fight. Wow. Again, a lot of fast gameplay happening here. There's a lot of rotations that happen through the jungle. Tower shot will go ahead and land on top of the Camille there. Elfamp in a little bit of a tough position. Can they go ahead and turn this one around, though, is the question. Oh, living on 10 HP will be Elfamp, turning it around in the 1v1 situation under tower. Getting a little bit too comfortable there, and Camille goes down. Pika Rose comfortably grabbing some of the tower platings here, and Ammon will be looking for an elimination as he knows he has his Jarvan right behind him. Nautilus is there as well, though. Pika Rose trying not to take any tower shots. Will manage to walk out of the tower range. Cat waiting for that perfect Q. Oh, misses the Q, and damage will be put on top of Pika Rose there. I don't think we're going to really see much action here as well. As we can see, though, the Jarvan waiting to catch out someone. He's going to go ahead and clear the Raptors while waiting, and we'll rotate up to the red buff. Well, actually, we'll now probably be rotating on over to what seems to be the Herald to see if Lee Sin is on it. Evo's and Ender and Fanza right now sitting comfortably as Nautilus isn't there, but Nautilus is rotating down, so they're going to have to back off here. I don't think they quite notice it, though. Oh, and Nautilus getting hit by the Lulu Qs will be forced to regroup with his ADC. Elfamp taking a lot of damage there. Here comes the Varus and Nautilus ultimate on top of the Aphelios. Aphelios is now going to go ahead and get ulted, but I don't think they really have the damage output here. We'll go ahead and get E'd by the Varus. Oh, this is looking a little bit tough here. A couple of auto attacks onto the Varus, so will take him out. Are they going to turn it around? That's going to be a lot of trades back and forth. Lax trying to fight the Nautilus as best as possible. Ammon's now in a tough position as well. We'll go ahead and get Gore Drinkered, I guess would be the proper term for that. We'll go ahead and eliminate Ammon there. 16 eliminations to 7. And now a 6.5k gold difference. Herald is dropped mid lane, managed to find one tower. Can they find another? I believe so. They'll go ahead and take 2 turrets from that. So very well played from the side of KSU. They definitely, again, they had that strong lead in the beginning, and they're definitely snowballing it into something more. Definitely something more terrifying, to be honest. Elfamp getting stunned out here. We'll manage to... Oh, that damage output from Camille, though. It's not going to be able to turn around that time, as Ornn becomes 1-2. Camille is 1-1. Again, top lane is definitely in its own little world right now. Just having their own 1v1s and just trying to farm as best they can before we go ahead and reach, kind of the mid game here when we start seeing a lot more 5v5 team fights. Oh, it seems that the Nautilus manages to find himself finding the Lulu here. We'll get polymorphed. MWSU is grouped up, though. I think Nautilus gets caught out here. However, the rotate coming in from SGB assistant coach is there. Now trying to go in. Oh my gosh, the kick that comes in from the Lee Sin, the flash kick, will manage to knock up every single player from MWSU. And a triple kill will be found over towards Varus. Seems like it was going well for MWSU, but unfortunately the rotates that came in from Kennesaw State University was super quick, and they managed to turn that around. And Nautilus is definitely beefy too, has a lot of health to him, so taking out that Nautilus was risky. They tried going for it, and it just really didn't come out with succession. So now regrouping, trying to figure out what they want to do. 22 eliminations to 8. A 10,000 gold lead. Kennesaw, again, definitely ahead right now. It's definitely hard to figure out what you want to do in these situations. Azir's going to manage to find that tier 1 tower. It is just a tier 1 tower, so it's that moment where they start collapsing on the other lanes when they start taking out tier 1 and tier 2 towers altogether. Now, of course, a Rift Herald will spawn in about 3 minutes. I want to say Dragon in about 4 minutes and 23 seconds. So there's not really much of an objective to go for besides MWSU trying to grab the objective bounties. So, Elfamp thought Camille was going to go in on them. Tier 1 tower is on about, say, 100 HP. A single hit could probably take that one down. Lee Sin continuing to farm. Again, trying to keep their lead ahead, and they have that lead. We do know, though, that if Leeson really didn't have a lead in the early game, Leeson probably wouldn't have the impact he does now. So Camille will go ahead and recall here after taking out the tower. Just a little recap here, too. It is 1 dragon to none again. It is only about 16 minutes and 30 seconds into the game right now. So Lax trying to wait for the Leeson, trying to get that extra information. As you can see, they can kind of see each other here in the jungle. So the entirety of MWSU is pushed back to their base walls right now, though. Pika Rose taking a lot of health away from the Ornn. Doc, Pika Rose, and SGB Coach will go ahead and group up in the top side there. They want to try sieging top side to try and find more map pressure. So, oh, hello. Continuing on from that, it seems that a little bit of a fight managed to happen here. Aphelios managing to find the Varus, but get shoved over the wall, and I believe they're going to trade there. ADC for ADC. Lax trying to go in. Doesn't really manage to find the knock up there. And we'll go ahead and get eliminated for it. Fanza's in a little bit of a tough position here too. Leeson wanted to try and land a Q on them trying to go in, but no, it's going to find that one. They'll go ahead and continue sieging the top side, trying to continue the map pressure that they have. Inhibitor will slowly get taken down to about half HP here as well. MWSU can't really find an engage on it, so 25 elims to 9. And an even bigger gold lead by about 15k. Another inhibitor will go ahead and fall here, and so they're going to go ahead and have their allied super minions spawn in. Yeah, what's next for MWSU is they're just going to have to kind of farm this one out, trying to get as much gold as possible and prepare themselves for the next fight here. Aphelios are finding a nice sum of gold, but it's going to need plenty more of those. Ammon manages to find the Camille, but is there going to be enough damage output? I don't think so. And definitely going in on a Camille in a 1v1 situation is very dangerous. So Alfam managed to push and shove the top wave there. Is now trying to clear out some of these wards here, trying to take away the vision from Kennesaw State University. Seems that we have Lax sitting in a bush, waiting for someone to hop on top of the Andy, but unfortunately needs to back and grab some more items. Continue building on their items. Rift Herald here, again, has spawned. So we reached the 19-minute mark. We will see Herald get picked up by Kennesaw State University with really no contest to it. Seems that Varus here, very confident, will go ahead and walk up here again. Kennesaw State University is just trying to shove in every lane as best as they can to go ahead and collapse on these last two towers we have here. So, Lax managed to go in. Does manage to get the knock-up on 2 of them, including the Lulu, but I don't think we're going to see much damage output come out here from MWSU. Annie managed to find the elimination on top of the Varus, but Annie, Lulu, Ornn, everyone other than Evozinator manages to get taken down. It was a good effort for a fight. But as we can see here, we will see MWSU lose the first game. But we still have possibly 2 more games to go. It was a very fast one. So what we need to do now is, as Griffins, we need to go ahead and recuperate, reset our mentals, and continue pushing into game 2. So on that note, Griffins, we're going to go ahead and take a short break here, getting ready for game 2. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Alrighty, welcome back, Griffins, to the second game. After that first game, Kennesaw State University managed to find themselves victorious over Griffin Esports in that first game. A very quick one, too, I think ending a little bit before 20 minutes. So, again, mentals have been reset, and so we are now ready to push into that second game. Let's go ahead and switch it on over to the pick and ban phase. So we can go ahead and see the first ban phase coming in from the side of Kennesaw State University, KSU. They are now on the red side. They banned the Thresh, the Zeri, and the Poppy. As we can see, MWSU has banned the Oriana, the Olaf, and Azir once. Or no, they managed to ban out Azir this game as the Azir looked very strong. So, yeah, we have Caitlyn and Ashe now being picked. That's going to be an Ashe support and a Caitlyn ADC, I assume. Zaya's picked up by Elfamp. That's the ADC there. So Lax will now be looking to choose either. I'm going to assume they're going to be picking for someone else, and they'll swap later. But who are they going to go ahead and lock in here? It's going to go ahead and be the Sejuani. Sejuani, a very strong pick. Alrighty. I'm on now. We'll go ahead and be the next person up. What are they going to pick? Singed. Teemo. Riven. All right. Very interesting picks. We'll go ahead and hover the own, but we'll lock in Tom Kench overall. Kind of scared me there with the Teemo hover, but so be it. Caitlyn, Ashe, and now what's going to be the final pick for the first pick phase? That comes in from KSU. Are we going to go ahead and see? I mean, we got to see something different. They're going to pick a mid laner as the Azir is now banned. About 5 seconds remaining. Who's it going to be? It's going to be the Fiora lock-in. I'm going to assume that Fiora is also going to be a top lane Fiora, as it can be very strong into a lot of champions. So I don't believe we've quite seen a Fiora yet too, so I'll have to explain Fiora as we see things throughout the game. So we get to the second ban phase. We can see the Rakan ban coming in from KSU. MWSU will now be banning out someone, and they might target the bot lane. They might actually target the Nautilus. It's actually going to be the Lissandra. All right, sure thing. I do know that, again, down in the bot lane, it was the Varus and the Nautilus that got ahead with a sneaky bush strat. Annie now is going to be banned away. And we see a Rise ban coming from MWSU. So let's go ahead and see what these next picks are going to be. And I just realized the bot lane has already been chosen for KSU. I kind of overlooked that one. Whoopsies. It's going to be the Jarvan pick for the jungle. And now they're going to be looking to choose their mid laner last for KSU. Still looking for the support or the mid laner for MWSU. A Brand. I haven't seen a Brander in a long time. We have seen Heimerdinger once before. The Braum, though, will go ahead and be the support. So, yeah, let's go ahead and see who the mid laner will be for MWSU, as that is their final pick. And fans will go ahead and lock it in. 15 seconds remaining. Waiting for it. Now 5 seconds. It's going to be the Talia. I have that actually marked down too. I've noticed that we've seen a couple of new champions that are kind of being worked out here, and Emon has recently started picked up Talia, which is a very fun champion to play, but of course, it's going to be very interesting to see how they're going to work this one out. I believe this is going to be kind of one of those catch-out team comps, especially with kind of the Talia Ultimate where you can wall off certain parts of the map. Then you have the Zai and Sejuani doing a lot of damage. Tom Kench kind of peeling and taking some damage to help their teammates survive. And then, of course, Braum with the knockups. So, now, as we go ahead and look on the side of KSU, again, top to bottom, we have a Fiora and a Jarvan. Definitely have to watch out for these top side ganks because that is very deadly. Fiora, she does have a passive where if she manages to hit the side... You know what? Let's go ahead and wait for the Fiora. It's kind of easier if we visually explain it. But, of course, moving on down, we do see an Ahri. Of course, if we all remember, Dark Ice Flames loved to play Ahri before they graduated. So we have seen Ahri before. Again, Caitlyn and Ashe bot side, Ashe support, and a Caitlyn ADC. That's a lot of slows, but we do have the Braum to kind of equal it out too, as that champion has slows in their kit as well. So on from that, with a couple seconds here remaining, Griffins, we're going to go ahead to our spectate delay, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Alrighty, welcome back, Griffins, from our spectator delay. We're ready to go right into Game 2. And we might already see an invade come in from the side of Kennesaw State University. It's the Fiora and the Jarvan. Once again, that's going to be a deadly combo up in the top side if they gank together and it's successful. So, as you can see, Pika Rose on the Ahri. Then we do have, as we see, Talia now, of course, wall riding their way through the rift. It's definitely one of my favorite passives that was introduced into the game when Talia came out several years ago. When if they're near a wall, they can go ahead and take a piece of the wall and basically just ride it through, surfing through the rift. So, Christmas Braum and Zaya, definitely love to see it. You know, it is almost the middle of March, so Christmas is definitely well past, but sure, so be it. Fiora will go ahead and help Jarvan with the leash up on the top side. Cat and Doc, once again, they were very powerful last game. They're going to be looking to do it again. There's the leash. Fiora's going to go ahead and head back towards top side. So now the junglers will be on their way. Seems that Jarvan has a little bit of an early start. We'll probably be doing a little bit of an early gank, I want to say, too. Alrighty, yeah, so as we see up on the top side here, hopefully the camera doesn't go away. Oh, alright. Hopefully the camera doesn't go away. But we do have... we can see kind of that little square that pops up next to Elfamp, right? Well, Fiora hits that, she gets a little bit of a speed boost, and then her ultimate is, of course, 4 of those pop up, and if she hits all 4 of those, there's a healing circle that kind of activates. So, and we might see a little bit of a fight here up on the top side already. Ashe and Caitlyn looking strong, taking Braum to about 60% HP. Elfamp reaching level 2. Seems that Fiora's going to have to back off, though, as Elfamp is playing the tower space. So, definitely don't want to dive under that, especially this early. It's definitely a little bit more quiet, as I do remember at 3 minutes, Kennesaw State University was definitely already hopping on top of, you know, Griffin Esports, trying to find these early eliminations, but of course they did have characters that needed an early kind of a lead. So since that Sejuani Lax got a little bit caught there, but managed to pick up the blue buff, and now Buncat and Caitlyn are in a little bit of a tough position here. Evozinator, can they get the stun off? Yes, they do, and first blood's going to go on over to the Braum. A dash flash that comes in from Lax, and Lax will find an elimination as well, and Griffin Esports will manage to find themselves 2-0 at 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Very well played. They managed to catch out the Caitlyn and the Ashe that were trying to take out the Sejuani, and the Sejuani does a big loop around into the enemy jungle, grouping up with Evozinator and Fonza. And then they managed to collapse on top of the Ashe and the Caitlyn, and so really isn't much health there, of course. So, of course, Sejuani did have that beefiness, and along with Braum, too, so it just seemed like a better overall fight, especially with the Evozinator having that damage output, too. Seems like a very in-favored fight of MWSU there. So, anyways, moving on from that. Pika Rose and Emma just poking out the minions, trying to farm as best they can. Fiora just freely farming, has frozen the wave so that Elfamp can't really step up. Elfamp does want the cannon though, and will probably Q it, I want to say. So, standing in front of it and will force them to miss it, unfortunately. Fiora is now up by 10 CS, so up by about a minion wave here and about 4 extra minions. So, probably because they're managing to manipulate this lane so well with the minions that Elfamp can't really push up to do anything. Fanza and Evozinator right now standing under tower, farming it out. Probably will be looking for a gank here as Sejuani. And here we go. I think they might have had a little bit of vision here. Cat is going to get caught out here. Will be forced to flash. Can they find The extra couple of hits, oh no, I don't think so. A teleport coming out from Pika Rose. Oh no, here comes Couch. Followed up with I'm So Clean. A lot happening in the bot side here. The knock backs Ari, or pushes Ari back into MWSU's team there. A flash coming out from Amon. Wow, MWSU 4-1 right now. A lot happening. It was really hard to comprehend there. So up on the top side, it does seem that Tom Kench managed to go down, but in that bottom side, Amon managed to rotate. Lax was there as well, and so again, it was kind of a 4v3 situation. I just think the ultimates that came in from MWSU were just a little bit more useful. I believe it was only Amon with an ultimate there as well, besides Ari, but Ari used the ultimate, and then Amon managed to use kind of their abilities to push Ari towards the team, so Ari gets caught. And then as Amon ults towards the tower, it kind of blocks off that way for Cat and Doc to kind of run away there. So very well played. And so again, they just kind of collapsed on the rest of the people that were still alive. And so MWSU, again, finding 3 eliminations there, will find themselves 4-1 and will grab the Hextech Drake as well. Amon now in a little bit of a tough position here. Doesn't have flash. And ult will go ahead and be used by the Jarvan. So Jarvan is down an ultimate. A charm hits Amon and takes Amon down. An ultimate that comes out from Fiora. Fiora's going to get chomped. Spat out into the minions. So their ultimate really doesn't work here. We might actually see... Oh, I think I'm So Clean's going to be able to walk away freely there, though. All right, so a 1v1 on the top side. Nobody goes down. It's going to get very quiet along the rift here, though. A couple of pings along the minimap, though. Yeah, they're trying to communicate as best they can with each other, as we can see. Coach is up on that top side. I don't think they're going to be able to really find Elf Vamp here. They do want to try and collapse on top of Elf Vamp. And we might get a little bit of a sandwich here, though, as one comes from under and one comes from above Elf Vamp. Here it comes, though. The dash away. They wait for it. Can Elf Vamp survive this one? We might actually be able to see it. Elf Vamp doesn't go down alone. Manages to find the 1v2 under tower and takes out both. And will manage to go ahead and kind of keep that top lane at a standstill. And even once again, finding themselves 2 kills into deaths. Of course, Fiora is 2-1 right now, just a little bit ahead, but honestly, that was very well played by Elf Vamp in a little bit of a tough situation. Just got a little bit too overconfident from the Fiora and the Jarvan, and they get taken down here, and they're going to actually manage to take this jungle for free, this bot side jungle, so Jarvan actually doesn't really gain much from it, other than loses the blue side jungle. Evozenator and Fanza managed to find Doc here. A Q coming out from the Braum, unfortunately doesn't quite land. Evozenator trying to get as many feathers as they can out there. Oh, it seems that we do have Talia here. Here comes the tower dive. Lax, unfortunately, missing the... Wow, this is everywhere, all over the place. And I think MWSU, though, will come out on top. Yeah, just a great 4 versus 2 for MWSU, collapsing down on that bottom side there, trying to keep the ADC in support on KSU down. Or trying to keep them, prevent them from getting ahead. Trying to keep them, or trying to prevent them from getting their power spike. There's several ways to go ahead and explain it. First tower, we'll go ahead and go over to KSU, as Jarvan did manage to pick up the Rift Herald. We'll go ahead and now take out MWSU's blue side. Pikaru's taking a tower shot, a couple of ability damage, or some ability damage there from the Talia. Yeah, I think they're going to be able to take out kind of that blue side for free too there. I'll go ahead and even out what Jarvan missed earlier. Elf Vamp doing a little bit of damage on over to the Fiora. Jarvan will be looking for another gank here. Oh, I don't think Elf Vamp Wait a minute, we can see, maybe quite possibly, Coach will go down here. Once again, getting too confident, gets shoved into the tower space down to the bot side. We see Caitlyn go down as well as Ash rotated up towards mid. MWSU looking very strong in the early game here. However, with the farm, they still are down by about 200 gold. The eliminations, though, hopefully they look strong here. Oh no, Ammon, here comes the charm. We'll go ahead and get charmed, pushing Pika Rose away. Unfortunately, the Q from the Ahri will still go ahead and come back and hit Ammon, taking Ammon out. Evozenator, Lax, and Braum on the bot side now. I think they're trying to bait out the Caitlyn. Uh-oh, here we go. Just walking casually around. I don't think they're really going to find much from it. Wait, yes they will. They're still going to go ahead and commit to it. And Caitlyn now gets taken out. And Doc will be 0-4 right now. And across the map, their team is just trying to do what they can to try and balance out this strong takeover in the bot side. Dragon now will be started here by MWSU. We see the Ash Hour come through, so they know they're on Drake. And so we might see... No, I don't think there's going to really be much contest here for the Drake. Then, anyways, they're going to be able to pick it up here. Now, the question is do they want to try and fight this? A couple of ultimates all around. Evozenator. Can he find the stun? No, but here comes the Sejuani ultimate. Pika Rose now on the backside. Oh, this fight's looking a little bit rough for MWSU. Here comes the ultimate. Managed to go ahead and find Ammon. A double kill for the Ahri. Jarvan and the rest of the team managing to take out Sejuani there. Fiora now looking a little bit more tankier now, too. It's going to be hard for Elfam to try and fight this. Now 11 eliminations to 7. That fight was definitely not in MWSU's favor. Here comes Coach. Coach is probably going to be trying to find Evozenator here. Now, as much as MWSU had a lot of pressure down to the bot side, I think the plan for KSU was to definitely try and find pressure alongside, you know, everywhere that wasn't bot side. So they were mid lane. They were trying to put pressure on top lane, right, on the top side. So trying to even out what MWSU, you know, trying to be where MWSU wasn't is kind of the play here, though. Fiora is going to get thrown under tower. Will Q away. Here comes some more, though. Are we going to see a little bit? Oh, Tom Kench is actually in a little bit of a good position here, though. Tries to go for I'm So Clean, but the parry from I'm So Clean will go ahead and activate and proc onto the Tom Kench. Oh, I'm So Clean now looking a little bit low, but I think we'll go ahead and back off there, and we'll leave Elfam to farm the minions. On the other side of the map here, though, we'll see Coach clear out his blue side. Grouping up now, Caitlyn. Very pushed up in mid lane, trying to take out the minions and apply pressure. Now, Ahri is 5-1 right now with the 500 gold bounty. So MWSU will probably be looking to grab that hefty amount of gold if they can catch out the Ahri. Ahri is very mobile, though, so they're going to need a lot of stuns. Ahri is topside, and is probably going to shove in the topside wave. Cat now up there as well, clearing out some wards. Ammon in the bot side, preventing any push from happening in the bottom lane. Fiora's down there now as well. So if Ammon plays it right, they probably could take on the Fiora. Oh, I don't think they know Fiora's quite there. Oh, no. Here comes the 1v1 against Ammon and the Fiora. Oh, I don't think Ammon's going to be able to get away here, unfortunately, in the 1v1. Fiora will go ahead and remain successful. Jumping on top of Elfam is now the Jarvan. A Caitlyn ultimate will go ahead. Hit Lax there. Here comes Fanza, though. Oh, Coach actually managed to put themselves in a little bit of a tough position. Here comes the ult. Managed to find all three from MWSU, but there is no follow-up from the rest of the members from KSU. So now again, trades happening all over the map.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Gets very quiet along the rift here too. MWSU is up by 2 Drakes. Doesn't seem that Kennesaw State University is worried about it. Fortunately, missing some abilities there. Pika Rose will be forced to go ahead and rotate back up to top side. Doc will go ahead and take Scuttle here. They're probably going to try and do a Rift Herald take here to try and grab these gold bounties. I believe the gold bounties is actually for MWSU, so they're going to need this Herald, or they're going to need some of these towers here. Again, they are down by 3 towers. They haven't even taken any towers yet. And so, again, with all this important farm that happens here, Kennesaw State University is actually ahead, besides being down 2 Drakes and 2 eliminations. Specifically, I think about 6,000, 5,000 gold here is making the difference right now. So, taking the tower for free up top side will be Pika Rose.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
Coach clearing out some of the top side jungle there. A ward comes out from Elfamp. They want this next Drake. They're hyper-focusing the Drakes. But Ari's sieging the top side for free. So, and Coach will go ahead and set down the Rift Herald there as well. So after this Drake, MWSU will immediately need to back. Caitlyn is also taking out mid lane, so it's going to leave MWSU with a choice. Do you go for top side or do you go for mid? Amon trying to apply some pressure here. Objective bounty, the Drake will go ahead and be picked up by MWSU, and that'll probably give them a little bit of gold, but not much. I'm so clean down on the bot side again. Whacking away at some of the minions. As you can see, it's kind of the formation here too. As we can see again, Ari was top side, Fiora is now bot side. And they're just trying to, I want to say, confuse MWSU a little, or at least, once again, give MWSU a choice of where they need to go and at what time. So, again, if there's 3 people up on the top side and 2 people down on the bottom side, who do you go for? Who do you prevent from sieging? You know, either way, you're going to lose something out of it, but it's just depending on how much of a loss do you want to take. So, as of right now, though, MWSU really doesn't have anyone sieging as KSU has recalled. Not much objective down on the bot side. Now they're on top side too, so it's really just everyone farming right now and trying to prepare for whatever next team fight happens. Lax will go ahead and take out the Scuttle and grab some vision there. 3 people down on the bottom side will be Jarvan, Ash, and Ari. They're going to try and take out this Tom Kench. Amon in a tough 1v1 here against the Fiora. Fiora managed to find themselves 4 eliminations, 1 death. So they're going to grab the top tower, or the bottom tower, for free. Really won't be much contest, much pressure or push back. So now MWSU, again, there's now an 8,000 gold difference. MWSU is up by 3 Drakes to none. Grabbing the red buff, Sejuani here now. MWSU will probably need to group here shortly, as I think we might see an extra team fight in the mid lane here. They need to grab, again, more of these bounties. The bounties overall will kind of give MWSU a plenty of gold to grab more items. So a lot of vision here is actually going to be picked off. Pika Rose walking around, just taking out some of the wards here. So now I think with the wards here, besides the Scuttle, KSU's purely dominant in trying to grab the Baron, having pressure over this Baron. They're doing it successfully. Oh, they see Lax as fans are prepared for the Jarvan, though. Ash, Jarvan, and Caitlyn are there, and Ari just a little bit above them, so they want the Baron. It's clear that Kennesaw State University wants the Baron. They're just trying to find these picks now, so a miscue from Braum over to the Caitlyn. Seems like we're going to have a large team fight start up here. Braum already getting taken out to a half HP. A miss Braum ultimate. They managed to take Caitlyn out here, putting her kind of at a disadvantage, sectioning her off from her team, but there's not going to be much of a collapse on it. Amon fans are getting hit by the wave of arrows from Ash. Here comes the collapse coming in from assistant coach from the side of Kennesaw State University. Will manage to go ahead and find Amon. Ari in the back line managed to find the Talia and the Sejuani. Elfamps again in a little bit of a tough position here, and I think we might see a little bit of an ace. There's the Caitlyn ultimate. Managed to hit the Xayah, but won't be successful, although Xayah is on about 10 HP. Oh, they're trying to find her. They're just going to go ahead and proxy the bottom wave. It'll prevent Xayah from kind of backing off here. Although Xayah will go ahead and recall, and they're just going to let her recall because they know how much power they have over the Xayah. And Xayah's probably not really worth it instead of going for the siege that's happening at play here. Are they going to be able to grab that inhibitor? Braum playing the wall here. Fiora was in a little bit of a tough position there. Managed to go ahead and Q out. Unfortunately, Xayah did get stunned there, but yeah, I'm so clean, and Doc will go ahead and head out. Back. I'm going to assume they're going to recall here, or actually try and prevent this Drake Soul from going towards MWSU. As MWSU does have 14 eliminations to 15, they're managing to keep it in space and even, unlike last game. Oh, it seems that the Jarvan wants to try and find the Talia, and they managed to do so. It's a mid laner down from the side of MWSU. Lax will go ahead and get taken out here as well, and I don't think MWSU can contest this dragon play. So on from that, Pika Rose and Doc will continue pushing these other waves as Kennesaw State University will take this Drake. Take Drake Soul away from MWSU at that, too. Yeah, there it is. The Drake gets picked up. MWSU doesn't have a tower here yet as well. Hello? All right, that's a new one. Okay, sure. All right, moving on from that. Coach clearing out his blue side. Pika Rose taking out MWSU's blue side. Doc will take the red buff. And now we're going to see a little bit of a group come in from, going to say, both sides here. Again, MWSU really needs to find this next fight here. Need to grab a couple of these eliminations. Some of these gold bounties, too, are very important, as Ari is 10-2 with the 450 gold bounty. Fiora is 4-1 with the 550 gold bounty. So once again, MWSU has to find some eliminations here. Coming in from the bottom side, though, will be the Jarvan and the Fiora. Can Evozinator really find a stun here? They managed to find one. Talia will find the elimination onto the Jarvan. Here comes the Caitlyn ultimate. Go ahead and get taken out. And I think MWSU is just going to get trickled away here. I think they're going to throw I'm So Clean possibly under what seems to be the tower. No. Can't quite find it. Tom Kench now flashing away. I'm So Clean. It's being very aggressive right now, and it managed to go ahead and work its way here. But I think Kennesaw State University is actually going to be forced to move away here. Yeah, 3 recalls. And they're going to leave Fenza and Alpha to clear out some of the minions. Lax now off respawn will go ahead and come into. Everyone from the side of MWSU is respawning. Now they're down by 5 eliminations. Again, they're going for Dragon Soul. I think their plan here is to actually go for Elder Drake, or try and at least reach Elder Drake. Go for the Elder Drake, grab Elder Drake, obviously, and then eliminate the side of Kennesaw State University with the buff it gives you, and then siege. Now, that might be what we'd be going for, but with the way we are 25 minutes into the game, and with the way Kennesaw State University is, looking right now, let's see, we do see Fanza here get ulted by the Caitlyn. I don't believe Jarvan's quite done here. Here comes the ultimate. I think MWSU, 2 of them will go ahead and fall here. Ari will put themselves at 13 eliminations to 2. Lax getting taken out as well. Amon now the last one remaining. Can he go ahead and hold it off? There it is. And oh, the damage that comes out from Kennesaw State University. I believe they're going to go ahead and end it here, putting themselves at 4-2 in the bracket. And Griffin Esports will go ahead and be 2-4. And they're going to go ahead and get ready for next weekend, though. So if we go ahead and bring it on back over to me, and go ahead and give some final remarks here. So we go ahead and see our way here. So yes, on from that, again, before I go ahead and end stream, let's go ahead and give this event some more attention. So let's go ahead and swap it on over. Again, Griffins, before we go ahead and end stream, excited to announce that we have our very first in-person home game. It's March 21st at 7:30 p.m. sponsored by EXP Gaming Lounge. We have worked with them before, and there will be a lot of amenities for you to go ahead and I want to say witness, but there will be a lot of amenities for you at the event. So let's go ahead and remember that. Put that in your calendar. Now back on over to me. Griffins, thank you so much for watching. Very unfortunate, but we'll go ahead and push through like we usually do. And on that note, again, once again, thank you so much for watching. We'll go ahead and catch you next weekend. And always remember, go Griffs. Catch you next time.